Good morning to all of you on this Tuesday, July 25th, 2023. I'm your host, Jason DeCanio. Welcome to another edition of DMS 3000 News Live. Episode 29 is upon you, and tomorrow will be episode 30. So we're getting a little more of what you call up in the numbers here, and we hope that you have had a fantastic time enjoying all the programs and the information we have given you today. Today's no exception to what we have offering. Of course, we have our headlines and our sports and, what day is today. But we're going to be looking at the legend of the man who passed away 50 years ago, martial arts legend Bruce Lee. Yes, you all know him. He is icon in movies, played the Green Hornet with as Kato, and gave us a wonderful inspiration of a style of karate that, really wasn't even a style. He took various different styles and kind of made his own, and he never really kind of sided with one specific school or anything, but he made his own school. And he tried to be as good as he can possibly be to all and teach everybody who wanted to learn. And so we're going to look at a tribute that over the weekend marked his passing at the age of 32, very young age. And of course, his son Brandon was also killed during the scene of a shooting scene during his movie The Crow. So a tragic loss for Brandon Lee. The Lee family has suffered pretty much over the course of these times, and their one main goal is basically to kind of just continue to remember the passing of their father and brother and move forward with it. And I think they're doing real well. So we'll look at that first thing in the program at about 8:30. Next up would be the first test tube baby is a success on the 45th anniversary in 1978. That's right. Today marks 45 years that the first test tube baby was ever produced without interaction or without any sex. They were successful with it. We'll look at all of that information, give you the kind of the historical background about it, and what happened 45 years ago is a miracle, and we'll thank God for modern medicine today, where they can do that without even a blink of an eye. So we'll look at how that became about with all the testing and everything over the 45-year anniversary. And later on in the program, we'll look at the health benefits of cinnamon. Yes, you like cinnamon. It's a great accompaniment to eggnog. You put it on your cereal. You put it on your oatmeal. But did you know that they have health benefits? Yes, very important benefits. And for all you diabetics out there, the health benefits of cinnamon is very good for you. We'll look at all of that later on in the bottom of the last hour of the program. We also have what day is today, plus headline sports, and of course, what day is today. All this and more on episode 29 of DMS 3000 News Live for July 25th, 2023. And here are the headlines for today, the 25th of July, 2023. Israeli lawmakers pass a key law to weaken the judiciary despite public outrage. Yes, the vote in the Knesset capped a months-long campaign to overhaul the judicial system by Israel's far-right government, a move critics say pushes the country toward authoritarianism. Yes. Curtis Blow breaks hip-hop nationally with his 1980 debut. Yes, the history of hip-hop is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. Commentator Kiana Fitzgerald is looking back at the albums that changed the game. It could be heartbreaking to let go of a handmade rug or sweater that a loved one didn't quite finish, where a group of volunteer knitters, quilters, and other crafters offer some closure. When illness or death leaves craft projects unfinished, these strangers step in to help. In Someone Who Isn't Me, Jeff Rickley recounts the struggles of some other singer. Rickley's first book is a solid and promising literary debut. He's a natural, albeit a germinal one, and he is best known as a singer and a songwriter of the rock band Thursday. Congregations leave United Methodist Church over defiance of LGBTQ bans. The largest mainline Protestant denomination in the U.S. is shrinking due to disputes over LGBTQ plus clergy and same-sex marriage. About 20% of United Methodist congregations have left in recent years. Wildfires across Algeria have killed at least 24 people, and including 10 soldiers trying to get the flames under control in the face of high winds and scorching summer temperatures, government ministries said. An American becomes the youngest to debut in the Women's World Cup for South Korea. Casey Fair of New Jersey, she's 16 years old, came in late in the second half for South Korea in its match against Colombia to make her World Cup debut. Nice. The former Northwestern volleyball player is suing the university over alleged hazing. The former volleyball player is the first female athlete from the university to sue over recent hazing. It's the latest lawsuit over alleged hazing in the school's athletics program. Carly Russell says she lied about seeing a lost child and being abducted. Earlier this month, a 25-year-old Alabama nursing student claimed that she was abducted, blindfolded, and forced to undress by 2 captors. Trader Joe's has issued recalls for 2 types of cookies that could contain rocks. The almond windmill cookies and dark chocolate chunk and almond cookies with certain October sell-by dates have been affected. And the IRS will stop making most unannounced visits to taxpayers' homes and businesses. The agency said instead it will send letters to certain taxpayers to set up face-to-face meetings. And finally, will Lionel Messi finally make the U.S. a soccer nation? Well, after a move into Inter Miami, the world's biggest soccer star has more than a new team to take on. He's being counted on to popularize Major League Soccer too. And those are the headlines for today, July 25th, 2023. So hopefully we can get some more great stuff coming in. And, of course, keep up to date with the headlines and everything. You can go to any of the headlines at any website to get major updates for that specific day. All right, let's now go to baseball. You know, Major League is just continuing to climb in here. They're less than what we got. Some teams are already only 62 games down before the end of the playoffs. So we haven't even gotten to the trade deadline yet, which is coming up. Was it August 1st? Yes. 17 players most likely to be traded in the next week. And as the trade deadline rapidly approaches, here are the players who could be in this new unison soon. Yes. We've heard plenty of talk about star players, including Shohei Ohtani, Juan Soto, Blake Snell, Cody Bellinger, and Marcus Stroman in the weeks leading up to the trade deadline. But as we sit here 1 week from August 1st, it's far from certain that any of these players actually get moved. And regardless of their status, what we do know is that several players will be traded in the coming days, adding talent to contenders as they make a push for the postseason in the final 2 months of 2023. Which players are likely to move between now and next Tuesday afternoon? Well, MLB.com looks at 17 players who figure to be wearing new uniforms by next week. Scott Barlow from the Royals, he has drawn a lot of interest from teams, and despite a pair of rough outings in the past week, the reliever is expected to be moved by the deadline. Barlow walks too many batters, but he excels at missing bats and induces weak contact, ranking in the top 5% in both average, exit velocity, and hard hit percentage. His potential fits might be the Dodgers, the Rangers, or the Rays. Jeimer Candelario, what a name, Candelario from the Nationals. He's a third baseman, and Washington doesn't have a lot of trade candidates, but Candelario seems like a lock to be moved by the deadline. The impending free agent has an .821 OPS, 16 home runs, and a 2.9 BWAR. in 93 games and is owed less than $2 million for the remainder of the season. Outfielder Lane Thomas has also generated a lot of interest, but with 2 more years of control, he's far less likely to be dealt. His potential fit might be the Marlins, the Twins, or the Yankees. C.J. Cron from the Rockies, one of the Rockies' 4 remaining impending free agents likely to move this week. The Rockies already dealt righty Pierce Johnson to the Braves, and Cron has 11 home runs and a .779 OPS in 53 games this season. The 33-year-old is owed a little less than $2.5 million in the final year of his current contract and ranks in the top 10% of the league in barrel percentage and slugging, showing he can still do damage at the plate while providing good defense at first base. He might be good with the Astros, the Brewers, or the Marlins. Jack Flaherty, he's a right-hand pitcher for the Cardinals, and he's one of the Cardinals' impending free agents. Flaherty has pitched better than his overall numbers indicate, and he's allowed 3 or fewer earned runs in 13 of 19 starts, including 8 starts of 1 or 0 earned runs. Flaherty, who is owed less than $2 million this season, has also pitched well in 3 of 4 career postseason starts. He might be going to the D-backs, the Giants, or the Guardians. Lucas Giolito from the White Sox. He's perhaps the most obvious trade candidate in the league. He's headed for free agency he pitched well for most of 2023, allowing 2 or fewer earned runs in 14 of his 21 starts. He's owed about $3.5 million over the final 2 months of the season. Potential fits: Dodgers, Orioles, or Reds. Randall Grichuk of the Rockies. Grichuk has performed well in his 59 games this season, hitting .309 with an .850 OPS while playing all 3 outfield spots for Colorado. The soon-to-be 32-year-old is in the final year of his 5-year, $52 million deal, with a little more than $3 million owed to him for the remainder of the season. He might be going with the Brewers, the Guardians, or the Yankees. Brad Hand, another pitcher. He's with the Rockies, another of Colorado's impending free agents. Hand has been far more effective against lefties, .499 OPS, than righties at .999 OPS, while his numbers on the road have been better than at Coors Field. The 33-year-old is owed just $500,000 this season and would be a nice complimentary piece to a contending bullpen. His potential fits might be the Angels, the Brewers, or the Marlins. Jordan Hicks of the Cardinals. He's owed roughly $600,000 this season, making the impending free agent a very affordable bullpen option for contenders seeking bullpen help. The 26-year-old has a .191 ERA in 26 appearances dating back to May 8th, and he's 8 for 9 in save opportunities since taking over the closer's role a month ago. Hicks ranks in the top 10% in average exit velocity, strikeout percentage, barrel percentage, and slugging this season. X-slugging, SLGS this season. He could go to the Blue Jays, the D-backs, or the Phillies. Tony Kemp from the Athletics. Kemp's offensive numbers this season are underwhelming, but he's been productive since the All-Star break and offers defensive versatility in the infield and outfield. The 31-year-old will be a free agent at the end of the season and is owed just $1.25 million in 2023, so he could be a helpful bench piece for the contender. He could go to the Giants, the Mariners, or the Red Sox. Ronaldo Lopez from the White Sox. The hard-throwing reliever is averaging 98.3 miles an hour with his fastball, ranking in the top 25% of the league in whiff percentage. Lopez hasn't allowed a run since June 26th and has a 1.75 ERA in 24 appearances dating back to May 14th, overcoming a sluggish start that saw him post an 8.27 ERA in his first 19 outings. In a pending free agent, Lopez is owed roughly $1.2 million for the rest of the season. He could either go to the Rangers, the Red Sox, or the Reds. And Brandon Martin will hopefully pick up with Lance Lynn, Kenyon Middleton, Jordan Montgomery, David Robertson, who was with the Mets. Wow, he could be traded. Oh, my gosh. And a whole bunch of other people. So if Brandon, I'll go ahead and send this link over to to Brandon Martin, and he can pick up with I think Ronaldo, Lance Lynn. He can pick up with Lance Lynn on that one. All right, now let's go to. I'm gonna hit this play here real quick. Sign into Facebook real quick and send this off to Brandon Martin so we can move forward. Yes. Okay. I'll do that real quick. Bear with me, folks. Okay. Because I'm going to say continue with Lance Lynn tomorrow. Okay. All right. So you'll get the rest of the players that are on that trade roster that are potential traders for the trade deadline. Let's go over to now. Take a look at the scores. That was important. There were some baseball scores last night. Tigers, they continue to win even though they're under 500. They upset the Giants 5-1, putting the Giants in a situation where they really now have to contend with the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks for that top spot. It's a tough one indeed. And so they lose against the Tigers 5-1. And the Orioles, well, they just keep winning and sticking around in first place. They should be in first place now. They beat the Phillies 3-2 to go 62-38 on their industrious climb to the playoffs, and putting the Phillies now 12 games back of the Atlanta Braves. It was the Rockies 10, the Nationals 6. And the Rockies finally hit that 40 mark, that 40-win plateau. Still, though, 20 games under 500. It was the Royals 5, Guardians 3, Twins 4, Mariners 3. The Astros beat the Rangers and now climb a little bit closer to that AL West division. They beat them 10-9. It was the Brewers over the Reds 3-2. Pirates 8, Padres 4. The Cardinals upset the D-backs 10-6, and it was the Blue Jays over the Dodgers, upsetting them 6-3. Wow. Here are the standings going into today's matchups. Now Baltimore has a 2.5 game lead over the D-backs with their win at 62-38. Tampa Bay falls to 61-42. 2.5 back. Toronto 56-45, 6.5 back. And Boston and the Yankees, they are tied at 53-47, 9 games back. Minnesota tops the AL Central at 54-48. Cleveland's next, 49-51, 4 games back. Detroit 46-54, 7 games back. Chicago White Sox 41-60, 12.5 back. And Kansas City 29-73, 25 games back. Texas now with that loss, the games back shrinks to 2 games. Texas is at 59-42 in the AL West. Houston now catches them up a little bit at 57-44, 2 games back. The LA Angels 51-49, 7.5 back. Seattle at 500 at 50-50, 8.5 back. And Oakland, well, trying to keep up with the Kansas City Royals, 28-74, 31.5 back. Atlanta now just cruising along at 64-34, 30 games over 500. Miami didn't do so well over the weekend, so 54-47. They go to 11.5 back. Philly with that loss yesterday goes to 53-47, 12 games back. The Mets are going to start a 2-game series with the Yankees today. They're at 46-53, 18.5 back, 7 back in the wild card. And Washington with that loss, 41-59, 24 games back, 12.5 back in the wild card. Milwaukee with that win now gets the top spot in the Central Division, 56-45. Cincinnati falls to 1.5 back at 55-47. The Cubs 48-51 at 7 games back. St. Louis 45-56, 11 games back. Pittsburgh 44-56, 11.5 back. And the Dodgers, well, they are just cruising along. Top the NL West 57-42. Arizona at 54-47 falls to 4 games back. San Francisco with that loss at 54-47, 4 games back. San Diego 48-53, 10 games back. And the Rockies with that win narrows their games back down to 17.5. They're at 40-60, 13.5 back in the wild card. They can still get the wild card if they try to make a run for it. We'll see what happens. And that is baseball, folks. So with that, okay, he noted. It's been noted. Very good. Okay, so you'll get all of the rest of the trade players for in tomorrow's sports cast with Brandon Martin. All right, it's 8:21 right now, and we're going to be looking at what day is today when we come back, and definitely start our first of many events here with the 50th anniversary of the passing of Bruce Lee, martial arts legend. We'll be right back right after this.
Every day I wake up, pour myself a cup of that rich Folgers aroma. The best part of waking up, it's the do-up in all I do. The mountain goat aroma, always coming through. Oh, the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Now I'm right in harmony with that do-up ditty. Whoa, one more cup and it's a who-up ship-up for me. Oh, the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
There's a new winner in mustards. In a nationwide taste test, new Hellmann's Dijonnaise Creamy Mustard Blend beat the leading mustard by 2-1.
You know, when I opened up that lunchbox and I saw that my sweetheart had made that ham sandwich with delicious new Hellmann's Dijonnaise, well, I knew I was in love.
Oh, nothing beats new Hellmann's Dijonnaise.
My brother says it's said to be square, and Elio's pizza is square, really. And you break it up, and you stick it in a toaster thing, and tons of cheese goes blub, blub, blub. And the best part about Elio's is my brother has to make it for me, which is very convenient.
Elio's Pizza from McCain. Easier, cheesier, crispier.
And square.
Instant waxed shine as you dust. You've been hearing things like that for years. But is waxing all that instant when you only need to dust? Watch.
With spray wax, you have all this rubbing.
But there's no wax in Endust. It just coats your cloth with tiny beads that trap dust.
You just wipe, and it brings back the shine. Use wax when you have to, sure. But every time you dust, use Endust. It gets rid of dust in half the time of waxing.
I like the way you shine. Baby, it's understood. You're a good time all the time. You make me feel so good. I like the way you sweetness take me through a thirsty day. You're a welcome sight to see. You're a Washington apple.
Right into the best.
A little taste of heaven to me.
Washington apples.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, just said your breath's the worst of all.
Brush your breath, brush your breath, brush your breath with Dentine.
Hey, a kiss for charity is really fine, but breath like yours isn't worth a dime.
Brush your breath, brush your breath, brush your breath with Dentine.
Not even mouthwash can freshen your breath more effectively than when you're chewing Dentine.
That baby's cute as a bunny rabbit, but he smelled your breath and let you have it.
Brush your breath, brush your breath, brush your breath with Dentine.
Welcome back to DMS 3000 News Live. I'm your host, Jason DeCanio, Episode 29 is upon you, ready to go on this July 25th, 2023. All right, let's take a look and see what holiday is today. We've got some pretty good ones. So let's throw that in there and see what we've got up on the board for today. Oh, look at this one. Yum, yum, yum. National Hot Fudge Sundae Day. Yes. Oh, boy. Yum, yum. There are many cities that claim to be the home of the hot fudge sundae, but they've all got one thing in common. They're American cities. Hot fudge sundaes are about as nostalgia tinged as it gets. They've dotted pop culture for decades. And, whoops, I'm going to put this ad blocker on real quick. There we go. Reset this. Okay. They've dotted pop culture for decades. Further back then, their cameo in Full House's Got a Dance episode, and more recently than in Katy Perry's California Girls video. Hot fudge sundaes have dominated the ice cream landscape for decades now. And on today, July 25th, we celebrate Raise Your Spoons for National Hot Fudge Sundae Day. Yes, the first scoop was actually in Two Rivers, Wisconsin in 1881, and it claims that druggist Edward Berners served the first ice cream sundae. Then in October 5th, 1892, an ad in the Ithaca Daily Journal writes the ice cream treat with the spelling Sunday, like the day Sunday, S-U-N-D-A-Y. And then in 1906, Hot Fudge Sundae, the Hot Fudge Sundae, that's S-U-N-D-A-E, is created at ice cream parlor C.C. Brown's on Hollywood Boulevard in Los Angeles. Then in 1916, the Tin Roof Sundae. Harold Dean Thayer makes his version of a sundae by drizzling chocolate sauce over a scoop of ice cream, topped with marshmallow sauce and peanuts. Yes. What are you going to do on this National Hot Fudge Sundae for activities? Well, have a Sunday party. That's an American classic. If you invite a bunch of people over with the promise of hot fudge sundaes, you're sure to have a good turnout. And while the 50s might be long gone, the visual of an ice cream sundae being prepared by a soda jerk at a classic diner is still worth recreating today. Many establishments practically serve nostalgia for dinner. Find one of these diners in your neck of the woods. So, yeah, find an old-fashioned Sunday parlor near you and then spoil your kids. We've got Mother's Day and Father's Day, but what about Children's Day? Yeah, you know, every day is Children's Day, and it's a common refrain. But we're willing to bet they'd be really happy to find out that there was a special day every year where they wouldn't have to beg for that hot fudge sundae. Let them in on this holiday, and maybe it'll turn it into a fun yearly tradition for your family. And why we love the hot fudge sundae. First of all, they're easy to make. It'd be hard to argue that hot fudge sundaes are culinary masterpieces. After all, the simplest ones are often the best, especially when they're so easy to put together. But sometimes it's something's simplicity that makes it great, and that's the case with the hot fudge sundae. And they bring back memories from many generations. How many things can kids born 100 years apart appreciate together? Regardless of whether you were born in 1910 or 2010, chances are that you've got fond memories of hot fudge sundaes from your youth. And they're affordable. You know, you can make anything expensive if you like to, but great sundaes can be made with some simple and cheap ingredients. If you're on a budget, stick with the classic hot fudge, vanilla ice cream, chopped walnuts, and a maraschino cherry. What else more can you possibly get than that? National Hot Fudge Sundae Day today. So, with that, let's see what else we have here. I don't think I see anything else worth mentioning. Wait, well, here's another one. I like the food ones. I usually share the food ones with you. National Wine and Cheese Day. Yes, for all you exquisite connoisseurs. Yes, one of the most basic yet classic food and drink pairings is wine and cheese. Sipping a tangy red or white between bites of a creamy, nutty cheese on a cracker is one of the most pleasant experiences around. And that's why freelance writer and wine lover Jace Shoemaker Galloway created National Wine and Cheese Day on the 25th of July. Now, we're not talking just any wine and cheese. $2 chuck and sliced sharp cheddar on a Ritz while watching Netflix is fantastic, but it's fun to broaden out and socialize. Make this a day to get together with friends and bring out some reds and whites, Chiantis, ports, blushes, and champagnes, along with Roquet, Fort, Limburger, Gorgonzola, and Miseroth, and have some fun. Now, National Wine and Cheese, the timeline goes all the way back to 6000 BC, and evidence includes ceramic remains of rudimentary cheese strainers appearing at Neolithic sites. So Europe gets cheesy. Then in 4000 BC, the wine comes to Eurasia. This, according to tests for wine residue on vat and jar fragments found in an ancient Armenian cave. And then 1500 to 1800, regional cheeses appear. Cheddar shows up in 1500, Parmigiano Reggiano in 1597, Gouda in 1697, and Camembert in 1791. Then in 1864, the cheese for the masses. Mass manufacturing of cheese starts after Louis Pasteur discovers pasteurization. And 2015, Italy's the wine champ. Yes, Italy pulls ahead of France to produce the largest amount of wine and becomes the world's largest exporter. So, what are you going to do today? If you're having this wine and cheese day, you learn what goes together. You know, knowledge is power, and there are lots of ways to learn about what wine and cheese pairings you and others will enjoy. If you're just getting started, Vine Pairs Illustrated Guide to Pairing is a fun way to get going. And if you have some experience, you may want to dive into cheese expert Janet Fletcher's sophisticated and extensive book, Cheese and Wine, a guide to selecting, pairing, and enjoying. And indulge yourself at local wine shops today. You know, after you jot some notes as to what pairings might appeal to your taste, why not head out to your local wine shop and get some tips from the owner? Alternatively, you can leave the tasty tactics to the experts by subscribing to a wine and cheese pairings subscription like Wine Down Box or Pastoral, and have a pairing party. Yep, sharing is caring, so it makes sense to get social with your pairings. Bring some friends together at either your home or a local meetup focused on some of the best that the wine and cheese industries have to offer. Here are 3 ways to enhance your wine and cheese pairings. Keep the tannins low. You know, get advice on which wines are low in tannins, which can overpower your enjoyment of an accompanying cheese. Balance the salty and the sweet. Pairing a good quality blue cheese, feta, or Gouda with a dry wine might induce a pucker and lessen your enjoyment. And add fruit and nuts to your pairings. Top off brie and berries with a Merlot. Walnuts, cheddar, and a Cabernet are another winning combo. And why we love this National Wine and Cheese Day? Well, they're delicious together. Most of this has to do with mouthfeel, or the way foods feel in the mouth. Well-chosen foods that have opposite complementary tastes, like the creamy, fatty flavor of cheese versus the rich, astringent flavor of wine, can create a pleasant sensation and instill a tasty match in the mind. Researchers have found that eating cheese while drinking wine can actually improve the experience you get from both. And Europeans have served wine and cheese produced in their regions or villages together for many generations. One of the more famous combinations are creamy brie cheese and light-bodied Beaujolais red wines from the Brie region in northern France. The pairing of nutty Assaggio cheese and either rich Chianti or oaky Brunello originates in the central Italian region of Tuscany. And even soldiers drank wine. You know, during the First World War, French soldiers were given a daily ration that included 1 Camembert cheese and a half pint of red wine. That may seem indulgent for fighting rations, but it was done for a practical reason. Polluted water supplies made bottled wine safer for soldiers to drink. And there you have it, friends. 2 wonderful days of the national holidays today. 2 that I can think of that are pretty good as far as the food is concerned. And as far as that, well, hey, look at it this way. You want to pair up a hot fudge sundae with a glass of wine and a piece of cheese? Go right ahead. I can think of some other good things as well, too, on the list. All right. 8:36 is our time, and when we come back, we'll start off the first event of our day with a look at the 50th anniversary of the passing of Bruce Lee, martial arts legend. We'll be right back, right after this.
Its name of origin is Theobrahma, food of the gods, but we know it as chocolate. This may be the first time you've seen natural chocolate, and this may be the first time you've really tasted it. Breyer's all-natural ice cream. Nothing artificial, just fresh milk, real cream, pure sugar. So that true chocolate taste really comes through. Breyer's ice cream. It's like tasting chocolate for the first time.
My health club always had Pert Plus in the locker room. It cleans, conditions. It's great. Then one day they switched. This one said it had conditioner in it, but my hair told a different story.
Some 2-in-1s don't lather as well or leave hair feeling as clean. Others don't fully condition. But Pert Plus's microbead conditioner leaves hair clean and completely conditioned.
So now when I go to my club, my Pert Plus goes with me.
Pert Plus. There's no 2-in-1 like this one.
What's this? Married 6 months and already your wife's using spaghetti sauce for jaw?
It's okay, Pop. This is Prego.
Prego. Listen to me. The ingredients of a successful marriage. Garlic.
It's in there.
Little bits of real herbs and onions for that homemade taste.
Pop, look. It's in there.
And you need...
Whoa, huh?
It's in there.
100% natural Prego spaghetti sauce. Homemade taste. It's in there.
Enjoy extra sugar-free gum.
You get extra flavor, extra fun in extra sugar-free gum.
Extra, the only leading sugar-free gum with NutraSweet, gives you extra refreshing flavor that lasts an extra, extra, extra long time.
Extra flavor for that extra long play. Extra flavor for that extra long day. When you chew it extra, the extra fresh flavor lasts an extra, extra, extra long time.
Extra lasts extra long.
Birch, beech, maple, hickory. America's great hardwood trees. They help make smoked sausage made on the Hillshire Farm, America's great tasting smoked sausage. Hillshire Farm uses its own special blend of hardwood chips from these great trees to slowly, gently, delicately smoke its sausage right on the farm. They do it the old-fashioned way to give you all the flavor you want in a smoked sausage. That's how Hillshire Farm makes America's great tasting smoked sausage in Polska kielbasa.
All right, welcome back to DMS 3000 News Live, episode 29 on this Tuesday, July 25th, 2023. It is 8:39 right here, and hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday morning. Hope your Monday morning was fantastic. The rest of the week, Brandon Martin will be back here tomorrow morning to talk about all the great things, pick up where we left off with the Major League report of the 17 players who are possible candidates for the trade deadline. But right now, let's go ahead and raise my volume on that a little bit so I can hear myself. All right. 50th anniversary of the passing of Bruce Lee, the martial arts legend. And we take this from People Magazine, people.com. This article was published on July 20th, which was just 5 days ago. And this is by Henry Chardonnay. And he writes, Bruce Lee's daughter, Shannon, Penn's emotional essay on 50th anniversary of death, I Love You exclusive. The daughter of the iconic Chinese-American martial artist reflects on her late father, who died in 1973, and her late brother, Brandon Lee, who died in 1993. For Shannon Lee, 2023 is a year of incredible emotional anniversaries. 50 years ago, action movie juggernaut Bruce Lee died on July 20th, 1973, at the age of 32. Starring in films like Fist of Fury and The Big Boss, Lee became the face of martial arts cinema, ultimately defining the genre. Bruce had 2 kids, Brandon and Shannon, with his wife Linda Emery before his untimely death. Brandon followed his father into the industry, working on cult classics like Showdown in Little Tokyo. 20 years after Bruce's death, Brandon was killed on the set of The Crow in March of '93 after being shot by a co-star with what they believed to be a blank, but was actually a real bullet. Now, 50 and 30 years after the respective deaths of her father and brother, Shannon remains deeply affected by loving and losing them both so early. Just 4 years old when her dad died from a cerebral edema, Shannon is now an actress, producer, and board chairwoman for the Bruce Lee Foundation. She's also an executive producer of Warrior, a Cinemax series based on the writings of her father that debuted in 2019. In the week's issue of People, 54-year-old Shannon writes a personal essay detailing her grief and loving memories of her Bruce and Brandon. Baba, Bran, there is nothing I can tell you that you don't already know. But as I am often reminded, the telling isn't for anyone other than myself. So 30 and 50 years later, what do I need to give voice to, so much so that otherwise my soul might not be quite as free? I guess I would tell of the gratitude I have for teaching me what true bravery is, the courage to be yourself, to admit your mistakes and grow, to share your soul with the world, to pursue what you love, to fiercely protect those who need protection, to work hard, to strive for peace, to be ever optimistic, and to fully live. You both lived so vibrantly, so boldly, so viscerally, so truly. And it is that life that you embodied and shared so beautifully that has given me the courage and the desire to not just live, but to grow and blossom through the loss of you. Thank you for teaching me that nothing is ever lost, just transformed. It took me a long time to understand and trust that we are connected just as strongly now through the energy that you shared with me and all you've touched. Your energy is eternal, and it still communicates. It still hits. It still loves. And I love you. Your big laughter, your big smiles. Thank you for showing me what it is to feel safe and loved. It's all I'll ever needed in this life. It's everything. There you have it. Fantastic, great essay from Shannon Lee, the sister of Brandon Lee, and the daughter of the man we call the legend, Bruce Lee, who passed away, like I said, 50 years ago. Now, we're going to look at a little bit of Bruce's life in the Wikipedia to kind of touch base a little bit, because that was a very short article. So let's put in the Wikipedia here. Give you some stuff that you probably didn't know about him. He was a Chinese-American martial artist and actor whose career spanned Hong Kong and the United States. He was the founder of Jeet Kune Do, a hybrid martial arts philosophy drawing from different combat disciplines that is often credited with paving the way for modern mixed martial arts. He is considered by critics, media, and other martial artists to be the most influential martial artist of all time and a pop culture icon of the 20th century who bridged the gap between East and West. And he is credited with promoting Hong Kong action cinema and helping to change the way Chinese people were presented in American films. Born in San Francisco and raised in British Hong Kong, Lee was introduced to the Hong Kong film industry as a child actor by his father. However, these were not martial arts films. His early martial arts experience included Wing Chun, trained under Yip Man, Tai Chi boxing, which is winning a Hong Kong boxing tournament, and apparently frequent street fighting, neighborhood and rooftop fights. Then in 1959, Lee moved to Seattle. In 1961, he enrolled in the University of Washington, and it was during this time in the United States that he began considering making money by teaching martial arts, even though he aspired to have a career in acting. He opened his first martial arts school, operated out of a home in Seattle. After later adding a second school in Oakland, California, he once drew significant attention at the 1964 Long Beach International Karate Championships of California by making demonstrations and speaking. He subsequently moved to Los Angeles to teach, where his students included Chuck Norris, Sharon Tate, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. In the 70s, his Hong Kong and Hollywood-produced films elevated the Hong Kong martial arts films to a new level of popularity and acclaim, sparking a surge of Western interest in Chinese martial arts. The direction and tone of his films dramatically influenced and changed martial arts and martial arts films worldwide. He is noted for his roles in 5 feature-length Hong Kong martial arts films in the early 70s. Lo Wei's The Big Boss in 71, Fist of Fury in 72, Golden Harvest's The Way of the Dragon in 72, directed and written by Lee himself, and Golden Harvest and Warner Brothers Enter the Dragon in 73, and The Game of Death in 78, both directed by Robert Klaus. Lee became an iconic figure known throughout the world, particularly among the Chinese, based upon his portrayal of Chinese nationalism in his films, and among Asian Americans for defying Asian stereotypes. Having initially learned Wing Chun, Tai Chi, boxing, and street fighting, he combined them with other influences from various sources into the spirit of his personal martial arts philosophy, which he dubbed Jeet Kune Do, the way of the intercepting fist. He died on July 1973 at the age of 32. Since his death, he has continued to be a prominent influence on modern combat sports, including judo, karate, mixed martial arts, and boxing, as well as modern popular culture, including film, television, comics, animation, and video games. Time named Lee one of the 100 most important people of the 20th century. And you know the rest of the story. We've covered Bruce Lee's great life, and you've watched the programs that pretty much given a timeline of his fantastic career spanning that short amount of time from the time that he was came over from Hong Kong over to the States, opening up schools across Seattle, Washington, and then in Los Angeles, to teaching everybody and anybody he could that wanted to learn mixed martial arts. We thank you, Bruce Lee, for your timely, inspirational effort to teach us the way of the fist. Very good. All right. Next up on the program, it's 8:49. We're going to look at the first test tube baby that is a success and celebrating 45 years right now. Back in 1978, we'll look at that example of the first test tube baby and give you all the information about it. And then later on in the program, the health benefits of cinnamon. We will give you 14 great ways cinnamon can be very beneficial and give you a little bit of a historic background on how it can prevent your diabetes from going overboard, maybe actually eliminate diabetes altogether. We'll give you those tips and everything. You draw your own conclusions on it. We'll be right back right after this.
At the river mouth, the bears catch only the tastiest, most tender salmon, which is exactly what we at John West want.
Oh, look, an eagle!
John West endured the worst to bring you the best.
Hello, ladies. Look at your man. Now back to me. Now back at your man. Now back to me. Sadly, he isn't me. But if he stopped using lady-scented body wash and switched to Old Spice, he could smell like he's me. Look down. Back up. Where are you? You're on a boat with the man your man could smell like. What's in your hand? Back at me. I have it. It's an oyster with 2 tickets to that thing you love. Look again. The tickets are now diamond. Anything is possible when your man smells like Old Spice and not a lady. I'm on a horse.
Ship my pants? Right here? Ship my pants, you're kidding. You can ship your pants right here. You hear that? I can ship my pants for free.
Wow, I just may ship my pants.
Yeah, ship your pants. Billy, you can ship your pants too.
I can't wait to ship my pants, Dad.
I just shipped my pants, and it's very convenient.
Very convenient.
I just shipped my drawers. I just shipped my nightie.
I just shipped my bed. If you can't find what you're looking for in store, we'll find it at Kmart.com right now and ship it to you for free.
Today we celebrate the first glorious anniversary of the Information Purification Directives. We have created, for the first time in all history, a garden of pure ideology, where each worker may bloom, secure from the pests of a contradictory thoughts. Our unification of thoughts is more powerful a weapon than any fleet or army on earth. We are one people, with one will, one resolve, one cause. Our enemies shall talk themselves to death, and we will bury them with their own confusion. We shall prevail.
On January 24th, Apple Computer will introduce Macintosh. And you'll see why 1984 won't be like 1984.
Mr. Cow.
Yes?
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
I don't know. I always end up biting. Ask Mr. Fox, for he's much cleverer than I.
Mr. Fox, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Why don't you ask Mr. Turtle, for he's been around a lot longer than I. Me, I bite.
Mr. Turtle, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
I never made it without biting. Ask Mr. Owl, for he is the wisest of us all.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
A good question. Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
If there's anything I can't stand, it's a smart owl.
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
Mr. Green? Mr. Green?
Yeah.
You need any help?
Mm-mm.
I just want you to know, I think you're the best ever.
Yeah, sure.
Want my Coke? It's okay, you can have it.
No.
Really, you can have it.
Okay.
A Coke and a smile makes me feel good. Makes me feel nice.
Be around.
That's the way it should be. I like to see
Hey, kid.
the whole world is smiling with me. Coca-Cola as life. Have a Coke and
Thanks, Mean Joe.
smile.
So you think Santa will like these red and green M&Ms?
I don't know. I never met the guy. He does exist.
They do exist. Santa?
Yeah, it wouldn't be Christmas in July without the M&Ms kind of promoting their Christmas stuff. Welcome back to DMS 3000 News Live. I'm Jason DeCanio, and 45 years ago in 1978 was a fantastic discovery that many people probably didn't know about. It had some headlines and everything, but today marks the date on this 45th anniversary that the first test tube baby is a success. Yes, it's very interesting to note all of the information here. We're going to start with the person who was partly responsible for that, Patrick Christopher Steptoe. He's an English obstetrician and gynecologist and a pioneer of fertility treatment. He was responsible with biologist and physiologist Robert Edwards and the nurse Jean Purdy for developing in vitro fertilization. Louise Joy Brown, the first test tube baby, was born on July 25th, 1978. Edwards was awarded the 2010 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine for his work on the development of this in vitro fertilization. Steptoe and Purdy were not eligible for consideration because the Nobel Prize is not awarded posthumously. Born in Oxford, Steptoe was educated at the grammar school Whitney since 1968, the comprehensive Henry Box School in Oxfordshire. He went to King's College in London and graduated from St. George's Hospital Medical School in London in 1939. And he served in the Royal Navy from 39 to 46 and attained the rank of lieutenant commander. Then from 47 to 49, he was chief assistant in obstetrics and gynecology at St. George's Hospital, then senior registrar at the Winnington Hospital, formerly known as Highgate, and obtained his FRCS ED in 1950. His chief at Highgate, Kathleen Harding, was credited by Steptoe as teaching him a great deal about the management of infertility. After the Second World War, he studied obstetrics, and in 1951 he started to work at the Old Harmon District General Hospital. From Raoul Palmer, he learned the technique of laparoscopy and promoted its usefulness. In 1967, he published Laparoscopy and Gynecology. Subsequently, Robert Edwards, a physiologist from the University of Cambridge, contacted him and got him interested in collaborating in the development of in vitro fertilization. Steptoe became the director of the Center for Human Reproduction, Oldham, in 1969. Using laparoscopy, he collected the ova from volunteering infertile women who saw his place as their last hope to achieve a pregnancy. Edwards and Jean Purdy provided the laboratory expertise, and during this time they had to endure criticism and hostility to their work. Finally, in 1978, the birth of Louise Brown changed everything, and although he encountered further criticism, other clinics were able to follow the lead and patients responded. To accommodate the increased patient number and trained specialists, he, Purdy, and Edwards founded the Bourne Hall Clinic, Cambridgeshire, in 1980, of which Steptoe was a medical director until his death. Wow. So that is the man who basically started the whole trend of in vitro fertilization. Now let's look at the first test tube baby, Louise Joy Brown. Yes, she is an English woman who was the first human to have been born after conception by in vitro fertilization. Her birth, following a procedure pioneered in Britain, has been lauded among the most remarkable medical breakthroughs of the 20th century. She was born at Oldham General Hospital, Lancashire, by planned cesarean section performed by Registrar John Webster. She weighed 5 pounds, 12 ounces at birth. Her parents, Leslie and John Brown, had been trying to conceive naturally for 9 years, but Leslie faced complications of blocked fallopian tubes. Then on November 10th of 1977, Leslie Brown underwent a procedure later to become known as in vitro fertilization, developed by Patrick Steptoe, Robert Edwards, and Jean Purdy. Now, Purdy was the first to see her embryonic cells dividing. Edwards, as the only surviving partner, was awarded the 2010 Nobel Prize in Medicine for his work. And in March of 2022, a plaque was installed on Royal Oldham Hospital to record the importance of Sister Muriel Harris and Jean Purdy to the work. And although the media referred to Brown as a test tube baby, her conception actually took place in a petri dish. Her young sister, Natalie Brown, was also conceived through in vitro fertilization 4 years later and became the world's 40th child after the conception by IVF. In May of 1999, Natalie was the first human born after conception by IVF to give birth herself without IVF. In 2004, Brown married nightclub doorman Wesley Molander. Dr. Edwards attended their wedding. Their first son, conceived naturally, was born on December 20th of 2006. Brown's father died in 2006. Her mother died on June 6th of 2012 in Bristol Royal Infirmary at the age of 64, and due to complications from a gallbladder infection. Although the Browns knew the procedure was experimental, the doctors did not tell them that no case had yet resulted in a baby. This has raised questions of informed consent. Then in 1978, when asked for his reaction to Brown's birth, the Patriarch of Venice, Cardinal Albino Luciani, later Pope John Paul I, expressed concerns about the possibility that artificial insemination could lead to women being used as baby factories, but also refused to condemn the parents of the child, noting they simply wanted to have a baby. If you want to see some interesting publications, look at Louise Brown and Martin Powell. Louise Brown, My Life as the World's First Test Tube Baby. That's some interesting publications. And of course, there's fantastic references, external links that you can look into to further your reading advancement of the first test tube baby of the 45th anniversary in 1978. All right. 9:02 is our time, and coming up next, we're going to be looking at the health benefits of cinnamon. Yes, friends, a good half-hour look at some very interesting health benefits that may concern you with taking cinnamon. We'll see what all of that is about when we come back right after this.
Every day I wake up, pour myself a cup of that rich Folgers aroma. The best part of waking up, it's the do-up in all I do. The mountain aroma, always coming through. Oh, the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Now I'm right in harmony with that do-up ditty. Whoa, one more cup and it's a who-up ship-up for me. Oh, the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
There's a new winner in mustards. In a nationwide taste test, new Hellmann's Dijonnaise Creamy Mustard Blend beat the leading mustard by 2-1.
You know, when I opened up that lunchbox and I saw that my sweetheart had made that ham sandwich with delicious new Hellmann's Dijonnaise, well, I knew I was in love.
Oh, nothing beats new Hellmann's Dijonnaise.
My brother says it's said to be square, and Elio's pizza's square, really. And you break it up, and you stick it in the toaster thing, and tons of cheese goes blub, blub, blub. And the best part about Elio's is my brother has to make it for me, which is very convenient.
Elio's Pizza from McCain. Easier, cheesier, crispier.
And square.
Instant waxed shine as you dust. You've been hearing things like that for years. But is waxing all that instant when you only need to dust? Watch.
With spray wax, you have all this rubbing.
But there's no wax in Endust. It just coats your cloth with tiny beads that trap dust.
You just wipe, and it brings back the shine. Use wax when you have to, sure. But every time you dust, use Endust. It gets rid of dust in half the time of waxing.
I like the way you shine. Baby, it's understood. You're a good time all the time. You make me feel so good. I like the way you sweet to take me through a thirsty day. You're a welcome sight to see. You're a Washington apple.
Right into the best.
A little taste of heaven to me.
Washington apples. mirror on the wall just said your breath's the worst of all.
Brush your breath, brush your breath, brush your breath with Dentine.
Hey, a kiss for charity is really fine, but breath like yours isn't worth a dime.
Brush your breath, brush your breath, brush your breath with Dentine.
Not even mouthwash can freshen your breath more effectively than when you're chewing Dentine.
That baby's cute as a bunny rabbit, but he smelled your breath and let you have it.
Brush your breath, brush your breath, brush your breath with Dentine.
Yes, brush your breath with Dentine. An old classic from back in 1980. Dentine gum has been around for quite some time, and people are still chewing it next to the competition of Big Red. Well, speaking of stuff in the news here, cinnamon. What we do with it? Well, we bake with it. We put it on top of oatmeal and cereal, and we use it all. But did we know that every time we ingest cinnamon in some way, shape, or form, there are health benefits that go with it? Well, as we're searching the web right now, there are very interesting benefits to the cinnamon itself. And we're going to look at basically, if you grind it into a tea, it's even better for you. Here from the University of Maryland Graduate School at graduate.umaryland.edu, Amber Plant has written a great article, and we're going to share that article with you today on the program. The health benefits of cinnamon. Now, cinnamon has been used for thousands of years to add flavor and also for many medicinal and ceremonial purposes. It was used for embalming in Egypt, as a treatment for digestive ailments, and as a fragrance during funeral ceremonies in ancient Rome. Now, scientific research is revealing that cinnamon also has health benefits. Most prominently, cinnamon consumption has been shown to improve symptoms in type 2 diabetes by improving insulin sensitivity and cholesterol levels. Cinnamon seems to mimic the effects of insulin, allowing the body to remove glucose from the bloodstream. Cinnamon has also been shown to reduce levels of cholesterol in the blood, which can be dysregulated in diabetics, among others. It can also improve sugar balance in the brain, which helps to improve cognitive functions. Studies in animals show that cinnamon alone protects brain cells from the harmful effects of a high sugar diet, including high levels of sugars in the blood and reduced sugar utilization in brain cells. So even in healthy individuals, drinking cinnamon tea after dinner can also reduce blood sugar levels at night, which can protect your metabolism, prevent metabolic disease, and promote weight loss. Additionally, this spice appears to reduce appetite, which is a great way to curb late-night snacking. The amounts of cinnamon required in these studies ranges from a few milligrams to 3 grams, and there are various cinnamon extracts that can be easily dissolved in water, making it easy to take large amounts as a dietary supplement. Other studies show that cinnamon can decrease stiffness in arteries, reduce inflammation, and act as an antioxidant. The exact amounts of cinnamon required for these health effects are yet known, and further research is needed to determine the full effect of cinnamon compounds on the body. Nevertheless, these studies show results that are promising for using cinnamon as a natural therapeutic product. Great article there, Amber. Thank you very much for that. All right. From the National Institutes of Health.gov, a multifaceted medicinal plant, cinnamon. And this is the abstract from the National Library of Medicine. Let's see, do we have an author here? Looking. Not really. But here's what cinnamon is. It's the eternal tree of the tropical medicine, belongs to the Lauraceae family. It's one of the most important spices used daily by people all over the world, as you know. Primarily contains volatile or vital oils and other derivatives such as cinnamaldehyde, cinnamic acid, and cinnamate. Now, in addition to being an antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, anti-diabetic, antimicrobial, anti-cancer, lipid-lowering, and cardiovascular disease-lowering compound, It also has been reported to have activities against neurological disorders such as Parkinson's and Alzheimer's diseases. This review illustrates the pharmacological perspective of cinnamon and its use in daily life. The bark of various cinnamon species is one of the most important and popular spices used worldwide, not only for cooking, but also in traditional and modern medicines. Overall, approximately 250 species have been identified among the cinnamon genus, with trees being scattered all over the world. It's mainly used in the aroma and essence industries due to its fragrance, which can be incorporated into different varieties of foodstuffs, perfumes, and medicinal products. The most important constituents of cinnamon are cinnamaldehyde, and trans-cinnamaldehyde, which are present in the essential oil, thus contributing to the fragrance and to the various biological activities observed with cinnamon. A study on Cinnamomum acifolium, indicated that the essential oil from cinnamon leaves contains a high level of sin, that's CIN. Consequently, C. acifolium is also used as an alternative spice for C. cassia, and one of the major constituents of essential oil extracted from C. xylosanium, named cinnamaldehyde, has an anti-tyrosinase activity, while cinnamaldehyde is the principal compound responsible for this activity. Wow, a lot of lengthy words. Cinnamon bark contains procyanidins and catechins. The component of procyanidins include both the procyanidin A-type and B-type linkages, and these are extracted from cinnamon and berries. They also possess antioxidant activities. The current review was conducted using a complete and organized search of the available literature on the medicinal plant cinnamon from 1982 to 2013. The searches were performed using various databases, including PubMed, ScienceDirect, Scopius, and Google Scholar. And so in addition to being used as a spice and flavoring agent, it's also added to flavor chewing gums due to its mouth-refreshing effects and ability to remove bad breath. It also can be improved the health of the colon, thereby reducing the risk of colon cancer. It's a coagulant and prevents bleeding. It also increases the blood circulation in the uterus and advances tissue regeneration. The plant plays a vital role as a spice, but its essential oils and other constituents also have important activities, including antimicrobial, antifungal, antioxidant, and anti-diabetic. It's been used as an anti-inflammatory, anti-termitic, nematicidal, mosquito larvicidal, insecticidal, antimycotic, and an anti-cancer agent. It's also been traditionally used as tooth powder and to treat toothaches, dental problems, oral microbiota, and bad breath. Wow. So when you really break this synonym down to its basic parts, you realize that this thing is no joke here, folks. We're talking about a very important spice that has so many uses to it. To try to explain it all in one way or another, it's amazing. So when we break it down, it really does have a lot of interesting things that make it so worth it to research. Wow. So let's see if there's an actual article here. Let's see. Articles. Okay. We were already at the National Institutes of Health. Let's see. WebMD has some good stuff. I mean, you can search in here and type in Google all you want, and you'll get that pretty much. Let's see if I can. Okay. So here is 20 benefits of cinnamon tea. Now, if you're if you're the kind of person that basically, I gotta get this ad block plus on here. Okay. If you're the kind of person that wants to drink it in a tea, this is a great beverage that offers several health benefits made from the cinnamon tree, which we also know in the form of cinnamon sticks. And these sticks can be used in the form of a powder or put directly in hot boiling water, which can be used to make cinnamon tea. Now, it contains oxidants that help to destroy those free radicals that show concern for heart problems, cancer, diabetes, and other diseases. And it also helps with weight loss, reducing menstrual cramp pain, reduction of inflammation, and blood sugar levels as well. And we can fix lots of skin benefits and hair problems using cinnamon tea. So, number one, it improves cold symptoms. When we catch a cold, we need something that relieves during that pain. And cinnamon is the right thing that makes us feel better. The antioxidant properties present in cinnamon tea improve our immune system, and this helps with the speedy recovery of our overall health. Have cinnamon tea to get instant relief from cold or flu. Number two is that it helps with weight loss. The weight problem is severe as nowadays everyone is looking for tips and tricks to reduce it instantly without any hassle. And here comes the perfect solution to weight loss. Cinnamon tea helps reduce fat and increase muscle mass, which is a great sign. Start having some cinnamon tea to reduce your weight instantly. And inflammation is crucial as it helps our body to react to infections and repair damaged tissues. But inflammation can also cause real pain in our body, such as joint swelling and muscle aches. Cinnamon tea has anti-inflammatory properties, which help to get relief from such body aches and helps to calm and relax our bodies. And procyanidin is a type of flavonoid in cinnamon that helps with hair growth. Yes, cinnamon also helps to promote blood flow on our scalp and strengthen our hair follicles while removing any foul odors with its strong sense of aroma. Apply cinnamon to your hair to lighten it and improve your hair health. Also, collagen production is promoted by cinnamon as it acts as the main block for most of our body parts, and it includes our skin as well. It improves hydration and also increases the elasticity of our skin. It also keeps our skin looking firm and soothing. Cinnamon's antibacterial and anti-inflammatory property helps with acne problems on our face. We're going to take a little break and continue our look at the health benefits of cinnamon right after this.
Its name of origin is Theobrahma, food of the gods, but we know it as chocolate. This may be the first time you've seen natural chocolate, and this may be the first time you've really tasted it. Breyers all-natural ice cream. Nothing artificial. Just fresh milk, real cream, pure sugar. So that true chocolate taste really comes through. Breyers ice cream. It's like tasting chocolate for the first time.
My house always had Pert Plus in the locker room. It cleans, conditions. It's great. Then one day they switched. This one said it had conditioner in it, but my hair told a different story.
Some 2-in-1s don't lather as well or leave hair feeling as clean. Others don't fully condition. But Pert Plus's microbead conditioner leaves hair clean and completely conditioned.
So now when I go to my club, my Pert Plus goes with me.
Pert Plus. There's no 2-in-1 like this one.
What's this? Married 6 months and already your wife's using spaghetti sauce for jaw?
It's okay, Pop. This is Prego.
Prego. Listen to me. The ingredients of a successful marriage. Garlic.
It's in there.
Little bits of real herbs and onions for that homemade taste.
Pop, look. It's in there.
And you need... Love, huh? It's in there.
100% natural Prego spaghetti sauce. Homemade taste. It's in there.
Enjoy extra sugar-free gum.
You get extra flavor, extra fun in extra sugar-free gum.
Extra, the only leading sugar-free gum with NutraSweet, gives you extra refreshing flavor that lasts an extra long time.
Extra flavor for that extra long play. Extra flavor for that extra long day. When you chew it extra, the extra fresh flavor lasts an extra long time.
Extra lasts extra long.
Birch, beech, maple, hickory. America's great hardwood trees. They help make smoked sausage made on the Hillshire Farm, America's great tasting smoked sausage. Hillshire Farm uses its own special blend of hardwood chips from these great trees to slowly, gently, delicately smoke its sausage right on the farm. They do it the old-fashioned way to give you all the flavor you want in a smoked sausage. That's how Hillshire Farm makes America's great tasting smoked sausage in Polska kielbasa.
Welcome back to DMS 3000 News Live. Episode 29 is still continuing here, 9:22 in the morning, and hope you are enjoying your Tuesday as well. We're still continuing our look at the health benefits of cinnamon, and we've given you some pretty interesting stuff. So let's look at some more. Here's some heart problems. You know, if you've got heart problems, cinnamon helps to lower the blood pressure, removes the bad cholesterol from our blood, and promotes good cholesterol, reduces inflammation, helps to relax our blood vessels, promotes better blood circulation, and helps to reduce triglycerides. Also, too, it improves digestion. It's a widespread nowadays as digesting foods can be painful. Hefty meals, which take a lot of time to digest properly. Cinnamon helps to stimulate the stomach acids and gastric juices, which helps to reduce the chance of having constipation, gas, and stomach ache problems. So also, too, you can improve your brain function. The brain is a vital part of our body, and taking care of it becomes equally important as well. Neurological diseases like Alzheimer's are taken care of with the help of cinnamon, as it helps to fight against it. Cinnamon prevents the proteins that are causing improper chemical signals from reaching our brains. This also helps with concentration and focusing power as well. Also, too, if you're interested in reducing your blood sugar, the rising blood sugar level in today's generation has become very common, and to reduce it completely, cinnamon comes to our help as it helps to control the blood sugar level of people with type 2 diabetes. Cinnamon helps to lower blood glucose levels, serum lipids, triglycerides, and plasma glucose as well. You want to improve your metabolism? Well, metabolism level is essential to carry out our daily life properly, and cinnamon tea is the best thing to kickstart the metabolism for your whole day. It contains manganese, which helps the body to metabolize carbohydrates and proteins. Have a teaspoon of cinnamon on your tea to improve the metabolism level instantly. And if you have bad breath, well, that can be a significant issue in public, especially when someone is close to you. Cinnamon contains various components which help to reduce the bacteria present in our teeth that cause bad breath. And it also helps the person suffering from tooth decay as well. Have a glass of cinnamon tea to get rid of bad breath quickly. Also, have anti-cancer properties. Yes, cancer is a severe disease that can cause a person to die slowly or instantly. Cinnamon contains antioxidant, antimicrobial, and anti-cancer properties, which help to fight cancer cells from spreading all over the body and from causing any kind of damage to our body. Start having cinnamon to prevent ourselves from having cancer. And if you have a fungus problem, well, yes, cinnamon contains antifungal and antibacterial properties, which help to kill fungi like Candida and fights out foot fungus and various fungal infections on our skin as well. Start using cinnamon to get rid of multiple fungi present in our body to stay safe from all conditions and keep us healthy and safe. For all you who want to reduce menstrual cramps, well, menstrual cramps are excruciating, and to get relief from the pain, cinnamon comes to the rescue, as cinnamon tea helps to lower the pain of PMS symptoms and menstrual cramps as well. It also helps to reduce nausea, pain, and vomiting that occurs during the menstrual cycles, and also menstrual bleeding as well. Fighting bacteria. Well, cinnamon consists of bioactive phytochemicals such as eugenol and cinnamaldehyde, which has excellent antibacterial properties, and it damages the bacteria's cell membranes, slowing down mobility and reducing cellular division as well. There's also ones on having lots of antioxidants. It delivers the nutrients quickly, helps to treat Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, lowers cholesterol, and lowers the chance of chronic illness. And those are the top 20 benefits to the benefits of cinnamon. Well, with that in mind here, I want to kind of touch base on some things that I think are very important. This is an editorial. We hope that you've, first of all, had a fantastic day with us on DMS 3000 News Live. As we head into the final week of July, I'd like to say that there are some pretty disturbing things that have just come up that need to be addressed here. We talked last week about trolls and haters and people who just cannot seem to get the idea across that it's okay to comment on channels and do dastardly things as far as that's concerned. And we have had that issue talked about and continually talk about, and we're going to continually bringing up and tell everyone that, look, if you're going to comment on a specific channel or my channel or anybody's channel to try to jeopardize and try to make a scene, the thing that has to be kept in mind is that all of us are doing everything to make sure that trolling comments do not appear on our channel. So with that in mind, a warning to all of you who want to continually use your fake channels to troll and harass and bully and try to make a mockery of the situation and try to make us feel like we're this small. Don't waste your time, okay? We review all comments on every channel, okay? Well, and if it comes down to that, folks, we may even have to turn the comments off, which really kind of is it hurts everybody because the trolls make that happen. But it actually pisses off a troll even more when he can't comment. Yeah, that's true. Taking away your freedom to comment, unfortunately, is the troll's fault. Okay, it's not the individual who's trying to make a good comment and trying to get through and realize that the content creator has basically blocked all comments. All right, the reason for it is that the content creator does not want to deal with the drama, does not want to deal with the insults that are pretty much thrown at this person for this individual. Yeah, we're going to have haters. We're going to have individuals with mental disabilities and mental reasons for their trolling. We don't know why they continue to troll, even though we've asked them numerous times to stop. Again, this is trying to be resurrected, and we don't have the time anymore, gentlemen, to fight you. Okay, we've walked away from the situation, and the guy I'm referring to, he knows it. He knows why we've walked away from him, because we're not going to try to change you, and we don't care anymore what you have to say. We don't care. We, meaning myself and others who just want to go out there and give you great information, whether you choose to believe it or not. It's information that could be very beneficial to you. Don't say we never did anything to help you. Don't ever say that we didn't do anything to inform you. Don't ever say that we didn't do anything to inspire you to become a better person out there. Okay, we work very tirelessly for nothing. We're not getting any money for this. We don't get paid for this. We wake up every morning at this time and we do this program, me and Brandon Martin. We get up from our comfy beds at 7 o'clock every morning to be on this computer, to be on this channel, to help you, the consumer. That's right, you, the consumer, with your vast brain and your knowledge, to come out here and do a show that could be very beneficial to you. We're proud of the DMS 3000 News Live. We're proud of the staff and the people who make it happen. And you know what? Those are the people who deserve the tremendous respect. And if that makes you jealous, trolls, if that makes you hurt and hateful trolls, then you have an issue that you'll never ever solve in your sorry life. Okay? I am not responsible for your life. I am not responsible for your health. You are responsible for you. Okay? And as far as I'm concerned, I don't care anymore what happens to any of the trolls and haters out there. If you want to go down that path and continue to be that which you are, then you choose it. Your choice. The ball is in your court. No one else is going to care anymore, and you're going to see in your life you're not going to have any more friends, nor the support you think you greatly deserve in life. That's all I got to say about it. And if this wants to continue to happen, then you know what? We're going to continue to throw the honest truth at you, which is we don't care. That's the honest truth. We care about the people who want to know what's going on in the world. Okay? We may not have people right now live. I don't have anybody watching live right now, but I'm doing a live program that's here to stay. And I guarantee you, we cite credible information. We give you that information. And what other news source can you think of that can give you great topics like this today, folks? We're giving you the health benefits of cinnamon, for crying out loud. Something that's vitally important to everybody's health. Cinnamon tea is very good for you. Drink it. Put it on your oatmeal. I put it on my oatmeal. I love cinnamon. Think it's a great spice. But if you're looking to try to get healthy and try to maintain balance in life, this might be your opportunity to really study it. You have that freedom to study anything you want. Redo the research and have that which will help you. Okay? Use the resources that people give to you to go out there and better yourself with it. And if the trolls and the haters don't want to do this because they think their pride is holding them back, well, hey, man, swallow your pride for once in your damn life and get out there and do something about it instead of freaking complaining that everybody is not going after you and attacking you. Oh, poor baby. Wow. Big whoopee wah-woo is all I got to say about that. Folks, whereas we grow up in life, we realize that maturity is one thing. It is walking away from those individuals who don't give a two-bit damn about you. And I sure as heck do not care about my trolls. I don't care about the haters. I don't care about the insulters. I do not effing care. And that is the bottom line on that. Okay? I don't care. I'm going to wear a t-shirt from now on that says, I don't care about trolls. You know what? That's right. You guys can go rot. That's the basic part of it. You don't like what's being said about you? You brought it upon yourself. You made this happen. You decided to go and type the words with your little fat fingers. Okay? The one thing you got to realize is that self-control is very important in life. And I've learned self-control over the years. And I've learned to walk away from individuals who reside in Michigan and New Jersey, for all that matter. Okay? I'm my own person, and I have teamed up with the David 3000 Network. We have done the things that will be beneficial to people, and we will continue to do that. And of course, here's a disclaimer for you. The topics of benefits of cinnamon, we're not doctors. We're just telling you the information out there. You want to go to a doctor and talk to them, that's your right to do that. But you also have a right to know that there are books out there, there are articles, commentaries, debates. There are lots of things out there that will give you the information you need to make your life better. I'm Jason Icanio. Remember, of course, be honest, be real, and keep it simple, stupid. Kiss. Have a great day. We'll see you next week. Brandon Martin comes on and does the next 3 days. And I hope you will have a fantastic rest of the Tuesday when we see you next time. Bye for now.
Don't forget to subscribe to the David Dyson Network for great more content like this one.